Welcome to the Lush Mind podcast. I'm Laurie.
I'm Keisha.
And we're the Gospel Twins.
So we talk about all things to grow, flourish, and prosper in life.
So come with us.
Welcome back to another episode of the Lush Mind podcast. I'm Keisha.
And I'm Laurie.
And we're the Gospel Twins. So in this episode, we are going to continue and dive into the dating world because it definitely is a hot topic and one that we are currently walking out and just really sharing our experiences because we're learning a lot. So I'm excited to get into this.
It's going to be good because everything we learn and everything we understand when it comes to dating, we want to make sure we bring it to y'all. You know what I mean? Some of these things that we've never even heard of.
Yeah.
So today's topic is going to be an interesting one. We are going to talk about how a guy or a girl may put you in a level 1, level 2, or level 3 category. And we're going to break down exactly what that means.
So when we heard about this, it made so much sense because it really happens, you know, and I feel like we've witnessed ourselves go through these different buckets, different levels, and it was shocking to know that that's what's happening out there. So basically how the level system works is when you're dating a guy or vice versa, there's 3 buckets that they'll put you in. So the first tier is like the wife, husband level, where they see you as a wife, they want to, you know, pursue you, they want to get to know you, like they can really see you being in that level. Number 2 is kind of like they're interested in you, they're not really 100% maybe see you as their wife or husband, but they're going to entertain you, they're going to talk to you, date you for a few months, you know, because you're a vibe.
And level 3 is when they basically put you in a category where they essentially are using, they're not really that interested. They think you're cute, whatever the case may be. But it's more so putting you in a category where they know that they can use you or get something from you. Nothing serious, really a play thing.
Very play.
100% play. So how do you know which level, you know what I mean, or which bucket you're in? And I like saying level because it's like, we hear about Sierra level up, you know what I mean? But in this case, you want to be on level 1, right? Whether you're a man pursuing a woman or you're a woman who's being pursued by a man, you want to know where you stand and where you're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
let's get into it.
So let's talk about our experience.
Yes.
Because I think we can talk about it from both perspectives, whether it's the man's perspective or the woman's perspective, and our experience within both. As a woman, I have definitely experienced all 3 levels.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean? Like in our dating over time and even recently, I've definitely experienced being in each level. I would say obviously level 3 is the worst. Let's be honest, right? Like a lot of times as a woman, we assume we're level 1. Like we know what we bring. We know that we're top tier in that sense. We all have that mindset. And then you find out, okay, the man's not taking you serious. You know, and a lot of times what happens is we as women might be pouring so much more into them, hoping to transition to that level 1 status.
Yeah.
Not realizing they've put us at 3 and they're keeping us at 3.
Yeah. And I think, too, it comes down to how the man approaches you and approaches the situation. Because a lot of them may, you know, feed your ego and big you up at the beginning and really pursue you hard and show you all these wine and dine type things.
Yeah.
So for us as women, we take that as, oh, he's very interested. Like he must really want to pursue me. He must really want to be with me. And the reality is like sometimes it's just done just to kind of get to know you and get you.
And that could be them as a man trying to figure out if you are level 1 or level 2.
Yeah.
And I think when we look at it from experience and what we learned, a man may see someone who's beautiful and hit certain markers of what they're looking for and say, okay, let me pursue her and see where she falls.
Yeah.
Right? They may generally put you at level 1 and kind of get to know you a little bit more, but level 1 and level 2, it starts the same. The dating is high quality, the dates are good, the conversations and the chats are well, you know what I mean? So they really do start the same. And sometimes as women, that's why we assume that we're in level 1 during that early pursuing phase with a man.
Yeah.
Because most men will start off there.
I think for all levels, to be honest, you start off the same. Because again, when they first meet you, it's like that burst of energy, that chemistry, like that connection, like it's very quick sometimes.
I think some men can look at a girl and just be like, yeah, she's a tree.
Yeah.
I think.
They'll know right away if you're a 1, 2, or 3 to a degree. But to get you again, like they may pursue with the same energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Date number one for everybody across the board. They may have their signature spot or whatever they
You
take
think
you to.
so?
I don't know for sure,
Me
but
not
this is
know
just my
that.
mindset. Because
Yeah.
I think
you're giving too much credit.
I think it starts the same. I think time is what kind of shows you what level you're at. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because date one is always date one. Like, it's always going to be that kind of energy
My
type
girl,
vibe.
sometimes date one is going to Tim Hortons and getting an ice cap because sometimes they
That's fair.
they may come up
That's
with
fair.
some like slackness.
I guess
Even if you're at next level, honestly, you're just getting a bare minimum small.
No,
ice
that's
cap,
fair.
Not even a large.
If they know right off the bat that you're level 3, that is fair.
Or
the
they
quality
may see
is
the quality
different.
and be
It's
like, yo,
different.
she's a level 1, but I'm not looking for a level 1 right now. I want to fill up my bucket or fill up that level 3 position.
Yeah.
And have multiple girls going on the fly. So even if she seems like a level 1, I'm still going to try and treat her like a level 3 and do the bare minimum.
Okay.
I don't think everybody starts off. Maybe you.
No, I'm
because,
not even.
you know what I'm saying? They may see you like, okay, all right, which you are level 1. So sometimes that it will shine through. You know what I'm saying? Which is a blessing.
Yeah.
But I don't think everybody's coming with that energy.
No, to your point,
boom, you know what I mean?
and to be honest, again, I've experienced all 3, so it's not even to boost or
That's
nothing.
true.
But I get your point now as you say it. Like, some of them will try and do the bare minimum, and that's how you know from scratch you're level 3.
Yeah.
Because they will come with a coffee date, or they will come with like Netflix and chill, or whatever
let's
the
go
case.
for a walk. It's like, bro, it's -5. And you want to go for a walk. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So right off the bat, no, that's facts. Because
Yeah.
truly, they probably don't want to spend money if they already see you as a level 3.
Or if they have 7 girls in that level 3
It could be
category and they're
expensive.
bouncing them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So to your point, I agree. Level 1 and level 2 can sort of start off the same because they see something in you that they want to
Exactly.
entertain long
Yeah.
term. You know, whether they want to take you to that wife level long term or just maybe even a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You kind of still start off on the same boat. So I do agree with you in that. How do you know if you're level 1, level 2? I guess it comes down to the quality of the time that you're spending, the quality of the dates, or the quality of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because if a guy genuinely sees you as his wife, I feel like guys know very early
I do too.
whether or not you have that wifey level.
Yeah.
You may not end up being their specific wife, but they can see and read that on you right away, you know, and then they'll treat you as such. You kind of see that in the way they converse and the questions they're asking and things like that. So yeah.
I agree for sure. Like, the way, honestly, is time and the effort.
Yeah.
When it comes to the level 1, level 2, especially I feel like when it comes to, you know, a man's perspective, they also have a time limit as much as they say they don't.
Agreed.
And they're not going to spend too much time on a girl if they feel like they're not getting what they are genuinely hoping for. And that's not just, I'm not saying it as like just physical or sex, but in reality, some men are looking for a wife. And if they are pursuing somebody for, you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then they start to realize, you know what, we don't have the same level of, you know, beliefs, or we are on different values when it comes to raising children, whatever the case generally may be, they're going to say, okay, you know what, I don't think she's a level 1 anymore. I'm going to put her to a level 2. She's still a nice girl. I still don't mind going on dates, but she's not to the point where she's a level 3, but we're not going to bring her to mom. You know what I mean?
And I think you can sense that along the way when you're talking to a guy. Like, if certain red flags, and they might not even be fully red flags, but yellow flags come up where you see that you don't really align on certain things, or, you know, you get a vibe where maybe you don't meet their standards to 100% degree. That's how you kind of notice where you're maybe falling into that level 2 category where you still enjoy each other's company. The conversations are
and
still
they can
good.
still date you for years.
And they can still date you.
In a level 2 position.
But they just know because of those minor red flags or minor yellow flags, she may not be somebody I can see, like, you know, long term as a wife. But again, you're enjoying the moment, they'll keep you long term, you know? So with the wife category, though, I think the intensity and the intention up front is known. Like, to your point, like when a guy knows they want to get married, like they let you know right off the bat, you know? Maybe not date 1, but very early on in the conversation, like those things are being had. Like, do you want to have kids? Like, do you see yourself getting married? What is your beliefs? What is your values? Those conversations come straight early on because they want to know, and they're in that weeding out process. Like, they don't want to waste time in that sense. So they will kind of, you know, really ask the deep questions, have the intense conversations.
Yeah. And I think that's the good thing if you are looking for, somebody in that level 1 category, whether you're a man or a woman, you can weed out the selection by asking the proper questions, giving it a little bit of time, but not too much time, because it doesn't take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to really, really know deep down in your heart whether this is the woman for you or whether this is the man for you. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes, and again, I can only speak for myself, sometimes it's easy, like as a woman, to be like, okay, I'm going to give John Brown an extra amount of time to fix up themselves. You know what I mean? And the reality is, like, if they are showing you who they are at the beginning, believe them. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the good or the bad, they're showing you, this is my character, this is who I am and how I am. And it's very rare for someone to 100% change overnight.
And I think even for me in my experience, I feel like, in the dating, I felt like, in a sense, I was the number one, like, just by the way the intention was happening, just by the, conversations, the dates, all that stuff, etc. Like, I felt like, okay, like, we really vibe, we really align, like, this could be a potential husband down the road, And then we as women sometimes will get caught up in that and hold on to that when especially if we realize that we're starting to drop into level 2.
And sometimes you know it in your
heart when you drop the level.
Spirit, like you can see the shift slightly. You know what I mean?
So I think for us women, and like myself specifically, like, I know I was holding on in that sense, like, and I could feel the drop to level 2, and I was wondering, like, what's happening? Like, things were vibing, like, we really seemed like we were on the same page. And holding on to the conversations that were had in the beginning, holding on to the feeling and all those things, I think I allowed it to prolong longer than it had to.
What do you mean? Like, you felt like you had shifted
I dropped
down
from level 1 to level 2.
And then you felt like you stayed trying to, like, see if
I would bounce back to level 1, basically. Because in this season, like, I'm looking for, a relationship that will become my husband. So when I sensed that I dropped into level 2, I was still holding on, thinking that maybe I would bounce back to that number 1, because that's where it kind of started. And I really feel like that we both were on the same page when it started.
Yeah.
So when it dropped down to level 2, I think for me, and like my encouragement for listeners out there too, is like, when you feel the shift, like, have the conversation, which I did as well. But if you don't really see the change happening, or if they're telling you without telling you, like, you know what, I'm not ready, or whatever the case may be, take it, because I don't want to sit in a level 2 and, like, miss a potential with another person that would put me in a level 1 because I'm holding on to that initial spark, initial chemistry, initial, conversations.
100%. I think that's a good point. I think even when it comes to getting to know somebody, and even when it comes to dating in general, like, we shouldn't focus on just one person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And having that one person who was in, like, whatever level we put them on. Like, now I'm not saying go out there and be a hoe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want anyone to be a sketel, but the reality of it is, like, you gotta still get to know a couple people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're dating, you're gathering data.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you're going out there and having sex with everybody and doing the most, per se, but you're really gathering data from different people. That is really what it is. So I don't look at it as like there's any harm to at least gather information and see if, which person can be and work with you forever. You know what I'm saying? And then, yes, subconsciously, we will put them in their categories, but it's like, obviously you're not going to, like, let the people lead them on forever and ever. But really and truly, do what you can to start to weed out the process and get rid of those who aren't serious, so that you're not in a situation where you're talking to one person and then you feel, okay, maybe that one person put you at a 2, and we're trying to hold on to that one person, still putting them at a 1 when them should have been brought down to a 5. Not even a 2 or 3. Put them at 5, yeah? So anyways, -5 million. You know what I mean? So anyways, let's talk from the girl's point of view.
But I did want to add to what you're saying, because I think what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think the reality is, like, you do kind of have to scatter your seed.
Yes.
Because for my example and the way I looked at it, because I felt like I was a level 1 in that moment, I did start to weed off all the other guys.
But I think you both had each other at level 1.
That's why I started to cut down.
So it seemed like, okay, and that's when it's really hard, when you both feel like you're at level 1 together.
Exactly.
And then there's a shift. Yeah, you want to hold on to that.
And that's the thing. So at that point, like, I kind of let everything else go and tried to focus in. It wasn't until I realized that the shift happened and I dropped down. I said, but Koya, like, let me wake up and see what's going on, because I am waiting to see if that spark kind of comes back.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, winter's come, summer's gone. Like now it's like, I've missed out on maybe a season or opportunity to even try and explore more. So I think to your point, like you have to kind of be honest with yourself and scatter your seed, because if you focus in on one person, you could miss out really.
Exactly. And then, of course, like we're saying, give yourself that time to really weed out the process. And the one that's standing strong and supposed to be there will be there throughout the different seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They will be there at the end of that weeding process. And that's how you know that is the true number one that should be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think for me, it's easy to like, and even my situation, I was put in a number one category from a man. But for me, really, like, I didn't see him even as a number two. Like, I didn't really see him on the category line, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? There was no true number, because I felt as though as I got to know him, he was giving me a lot of razzle dazzle and rizzles, but nothing serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then when he realized what I was looking for, which was a serious relationship, marriage, all of a sudden I felt like his tune changed and he was saying the things that were what I want to hear. And I didn't click into it. So then I slowly said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance, and I put him at that level of like number one. You know what I mean? So he went from not being on the roster to being top of the roster. Same thing, cut off everybody else and became, one-on-one, no other distractions. I think when it comes to dating, we have to be mindful and give that time that's needed to really weed out those who are not supposed to be there, because it's easy nowadays for people to just come in and try and say what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if they're interested in you, attracted to you, whatever the case may be, like they may want to hold on to you.
Yeah, because like I said, he saw me as a number one. He said, I want to get married, And I'm like, okay, now you're speaking my language. You seem like you're serious. Why not give it a chance? Just a why not kind of thing. But I don't think we should be dating as a why not.
And the potentials and the maybes and down the road.
Yeah.
Like, you have to kind of look at it at face value. Like you'll see their fruit right away. If they're serious, you'll see it. If they're not serious, eventually you will see it, if you're open to seeing that. And to your point, like how you said that guy was a level, what'd you say? He wasn't even on the
roster. Wasn't even on the bench.
But he got bumped up. I think for us women, and again, I'll speak for ourselves specifically, it's easy for us to kind of interchange those levels. Maybe for guys, it's a little bit more black and white. Like if they see you as wife, they see you as wife. If they see you as a relationship, and if it's a ting, then you're a ting.
Yeah, I think for guys,
but for women, it really is, you may start off as a ting, which means like you're just, somebody I chat to or somebody I might go on a date with here and there, but you're not really serious about them. And over time, if that guy puts in the effort, puts in the persistence, and continues to show you like he is serious about you, we can bump you up to a level 2 quick, And some of us have dated the level 3s that turned into a level 2, which was a long-term relationship. And then you wonder like, oh, snap, how did I get here? But he showed persistence. He showed like, he was serious about you. And the attraction grew, and you put them in the level 2 bucket. From level 2 to level 1, I don't know, maybe for me, I wouldn't even say for level 2 to level 1. I think it's easy for me specifically to put guys in a level 1 category if right off the bat I can see our values align. And I think that's my problem, is I get swept up in the romance and the fantasy and the potential, where in this season I feel like God's really showing me like you have to kind of start everybody, even if it's just a bare minimum level treating, because the reality is until you see their fruit, until you see if they're serious, I can't be bumping people up the ladder and giving too much energy and effort if it's not going to be reciprocated. Like you have to kind of get to know people, where in my mind I'm like, okay, he's cute, he has God, and this like boom, potential husband, where it's like, no, rewind, take a step back and actually analyze and see if you guys genuinely have the core values that align.
I think that's the thing. A lot of women date specifically because of potential. And that's something that I think we should steer away from. You know what I mean? Like we should be dating the person as they are, again, as they present themselves. Because a man who's ready to get married and ready to be in a relationship will show that potential, not even potential, will show who they are right away. You don't have to hope and pray and kind of say, okay, I'll give them a little time and see if them change their ways. And no, when them approach you face to face, you already know like, yo, this guy's on point. You know what I'm saying? And then he's on point. Now let's give a little time, see if he stays on point. See if he actually is showing those mannerisms and the characteristics for a long period of time. Because sometimes, like we said, they'll come on point and then it fizzles off after because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, as females, we definitely are open to having someone start on that middle level, and like my example, and we kind of can bump them up based on what we see or what we think. But I don't know. Part of me kind of is almost like thinking maybe I wouldn't do that anymore. Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like how, like we said, for example, a man, if he puts you in that category, most likely you stay in that category. You never really level up. You either level down.
That's
so if they
fair.
see you as a top tier person, level one, and then you say, for example, something happens and you guys, aren't meshing on something, they may give you a little time because they really are in love with you and they're thinking, okay, like I want her to be my wife. And then if it still doesn't change, they'll put you in a level 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think as women, we do it too much where we're like, okay, this is a level 3, we're going to put them as a level 1. No, we shouldn't do that, because we should be meeting the person as they are at a level 1.
Got
they
you.
should really be able to come on point. We shouldn't have to wait for them to level up. You know what I'm saying? Come correct, ready, be leveled up, because me, I try and come level up too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be on the top tier things.
It's facts.
So if I'm coming to you with top tier energy and I'm letting you pursue, and I'm like also pursuing too, you know what I mean, in my own feminine way, then we both connect on level 1. But if you come with your digga level 5, right? Legit bare minimum level 5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but you say you have God and you seem cute. I mean, I'll wait around for like 6 months for you to come level up yourself. And it will never be a true level up. Because I find when they're with like somebody, it's hard for them to fully level up. They really have to kind of do it isolated with God for him to really work on them.
I agree. For guys and for girls, like
both.
You have to work on yourself and know where you're at. Because to your point, again, like that's how I fall into the potential bucket, because I'm like, I can see the potential, but to wait for that potential to happen, like if you have to kind of like wait for it to happen and it does happen, it could easily, I feel like, fall off too. Because if they're just doing it to be with you specifically, like then it's not like a true change in their heart. Versus if they did it on their own when they were in their single season, then they're already presenting as a level 1. And you know that if he's treating you like this or if she's treating you like that, like that's the level that they're going to treat you at, because they've worked up to that level. So I agree with you on that 100%.
Yeah. I think I want to talk about how a man can know what level they're into, because we've dived in how a woman knows where they stand, and we've dived into how you can possibly level up as a man in a woman's eyes, and how it's very rare for a woman to be leveled up in a man's eyes. But I think when we look at it the opposite way now, so that men can know what to look for when they're in a relationship, I think as a woman, if I'm putting someone on a level 1, I'm going to really make sure I'm giving time and effort and energy to that person. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm checking in, making sure they're good. You know what I mean? Like, so daily check-ins. I think that's something that I know I would do.
Yeah.
If I'm even having like a busy season at work and with life, I'm still making sure there's energy and effort and time to link up and go on dates and have dinners and whatever else, even if I'm tired. So I think that's something that I know I would do if it's a level 1 that I'm dating.
I think too, for me, if you're a level 1 in my eyes, I think everything you said is great. I also think there's a level of grace we have for the level 1s.
Okay.
Where maybe a level 2, we might not be so gracious, because again,
level 3.
Level 3, you're probably not getting much grace, to be honest.
Yeah, one mess up, you're cut off.
Yeah, cut quick. Yeah. But level 2, you may give a little grace. But I think when we look at you as a level 1 and we look at you as a potential husband, like we do exert a certain amount of grace where even if there's a little, falter, or even if there is something that's not 100%, like we are more than open to try and pour into you, because we want to see the best in you. So you'll sense that energy from us, like, wow, she really called me, she prayed, or whatever, like you sense that next level. Or if you open up to us and you share something vulnerable, like we actually take in what you're saying, and we actually like encourage you in that moment. So I think like a certain level of grace happens in that level 1 category. Also too, like just again, pouring in the energy, the time, like we go above and beyond to let you know like we care. We go above and beyond to really show up for you in ways that maybe not other people show up for you. Because again, we're trying to already now assume that wifely, supportive, encouraging role, you know? So you kind of fall into that. And I feel like guys sense that. They sense when they know a girl's like, yo, treating you nice.
Yeah, because I think it's the whole point of when they come on that level 1 tier and they are coming in that masculine energy and you have that feminine energy aspect, there is like a synergism. You know what I'm saying? Like where everything comes together and you're able to relax a little bit more around him. You're not, having like to feel like you have to like be in charge of whatever the case is. You can really sit back, relax, and enjoy the time together. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's when we're able to actually pour in more of that like nurturing and caring and all of those good things. You know what I mean? I think it's the same as what we were saying before. I think being on level 1 and level 2, as a man, you'll know you're there because the beginning will be the same. I think as women, we will pour in the same energy at first. But same thing, as time passes, we start to really be like, you know what? I think this guy's a level 2. He seems really nice, but there are a couple red flags that I'm not really a fan of. But I will give them a little time to see, and grace to see maybe if this is a one-off or is it maybe a bad season for him. And that's why he's guaning so. You know what I mean? Like that's why he's guaning a certain way. You have to be honest.
Yeah.
But if it's a level 1, we continue to keep that energy throughout.
Yeah.
We won't back away a little bit when we see some of those red flags.
Yeah, agreed. And I think with the level 2 concept, like we'll treat you the same, but once we see maybe, a couple things that, we maybe had voiced to you that needs a little bit of changing and doesn't change, we may not cut you because maybe, again, we find you attractive or there's certain things that we align on. So we're like, okay, like I'll still date him because I'm cute. But we know now deep down in our mind, like, we aren't going to take it to that next level.
Or we're not going to stay too long.
Or we may not stay long.
Because it's like if I address something that could be a bother, maybe, for example, he still wants to go out with his friends every Friday night. Or I'm chilling with him or I want, we're trying to make plans.
Yeah.
And he's flopping out because he wants to chill with the boys. You know what I mean? Where it's like, but you seen the boys yesterday. You know what I mean? So I think there's certain things where it's like, okay, first thing is communicate. We address it. But if you're still doing that and still kind of having those situations where you're kind of choosing your friends that you see all the time, then that's going to make me think, okay, like you're now a level 2 and possibly going to be a level 3.
Yeah. And I think too, even in that level 2 from a girl's perspective, it may come down to, again, like if she doesn't have like a lot of options at that moment or, not to sound bad or anything, then again, because you guys still have a good vibe when you link up, conversations are good, she'll still keep you around.
A girl and a guy, they will do the same when it comes to
concept.
The level 2s. We will date the person because there's some potential, but they're not 100% there. And that's why some of these guys are out there saying, like, I really want to marry this girl. And I told her I want to marry her. But the girl is like,
holding
kind
back.
Of saying, you know what? She's not telling you exactly why she doesn't want to actually marry you, but she's been dating you for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It's really the same kind of similarities in both levels.
Very same concept. And that's the thing. And like, I think maybe, I don't know, girls maybe are a little bit more lenient where because if we like the vibe, we like this person or whatever they bring to the table that fits in certain buckets, we will keep it around long term, But that level 3 bucket is when, you're only getting a call when she may want to just go on a date or she may just want to get out.
To be honest, I feel like with most women, like once you've now transitioned from level 1 to level 2 and now you're put in the level 3, a lot of us won't even entertain you. You know what I mean?
True.
A lot of times that's when you see the guys like texting you, you know what I mean? Or trying to connect with you and say, oh, like it's been a month, I haven't heard from you, just want to check in. It's like, I'm alive, I'm all right, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to call too much. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? So, some girls will entertain the level 3
some
though.
might, yes. Because that's true. Some might. But I can only speak for myself. If you're in a tree, sorry for you.
Yeah.
Because there's no we in a tree. There is no we in a tree. You know what I mean?
But again, because level 3s doesn't mean like it doesn't have to mean that you're a write-off. Because again, it may be just like, oh, he's cute. And like,
You're too nice. Me? Anyways, you say what you gotta say because
all I'm saying is some people, just like guys, they'll put you in that level 3 category because, oh, she's a pretty girl. Oh, he's cute.
But the level 3 with the guys is more really, they generally just kind of want some physical and they're not
same with
really taking it
girls.
serious.
Some girls may want just to have the date or to have the quality time and just to somewhere to go out.
That's fair.
Or the physical.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean? Like, it depends what you're... Because you're level 3 basically is like, not that you're getting used, but to a degree, you kind of are just there for
Level
when
3 is like
things need to go on.
I feel like that's what level 3 is, like your situationship. Level
Yeah.
2 is maybe exclusive and in a relationship, but dating for a long time and it hasn't really progressed. Level 1 is boom, you're getting married and you guys are doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is a solid breakdown. And that's the whole thing. Like level 3, if it's a situationship, if the situation arises, you may get a call, you may get a phone call, you may hear them reach
That's
out.
fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether or not I'm interested, if you reach me at the right time, right season, I may respond and entertain. Realistically, saying level 2, like you have it going, it's not really progressing, but because you fit 70% of the bucket, I'll still allow it because maybe, just maybe, you might hit that other 30. And if not, you're kind of just, there until
And
that
you're still
level
in a
1
relationship,
comes.
which still has some positives and things like that. Yeah, that's a good point.
So the reality is, like, you never know which bucket.
Well, you can know.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
From, in a sense, where you may land until you get into that bucket.
Yeah, that's true. But I think really and truly, like taking in these pointers where it's like, yo, you can know whether you're in the right bucket that you need to be in, and know when it's time to move away because this person's maybe classifying you in a bucket that you don't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so really knowing your worth and what who you are, especially when it comes to those who believe, like who you are in Christ, knowing where you stand and knowing what you're willing to accept. Because a lot of times we may feel like, okay, there may not be a lot of options, you know what I mean? And feel as though we have to kind of settle for the number 3 because the number 3 is the only one that's there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or that level 2 where it's like, okay, he hit 70%, the other 30, but can I live without this? Can I live without that? And sometimes we do settle, and I think it goes back to kind of just how the dating scene has changed over the years and like how things are now where there's maybe not as many people that feel like they're serious in this season.
Yeah.
So a lot of us do end up staying with the level 2s or like Laurie said, bumping a level 3 to a level 2. But taking it back, I think for us where we're at, our journey is really growing and realizing now, like, how do we help people quicker and how to understand that I'm looking for a level 1.
Yeah.
And I need to be honest with myself and keep that level 1 standard a priority because as much as it's easy to fall into potential, like I know I'm guilty of it 100%, I want to find that person that actually matches me, that actually, hits the things that I'm looking for and I hit the things that they're looking for so that we can, have a good life together, And it's easy to kind of want to fall back into our old ways of having the different buckets, but I'm not even trying to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much as, yes, we may identify it right away, like I'm not trying to go back to those old ways because we're in that level up season, because we are trying to grow and be, more Christ-like in how we walk in this dating. So it really is just an encouragement to those listening. Like, if you find yourself in a bucket, it's not to get discouraged. It's to wake up and be like, okay, I realize with this guy, I might be a level 1, level 2, level 3. How do I now progress? Or if I have to exit that level and move on, like, how do I move on from that, you know?
I think it's very easy, especially if you are in a season where it might be a lot to date and you might have like, certain concerns when it comes to dating and feeling like, okay, it's a lot, it's taking energy, it's sometimes can be heartbreaking, it can be hard, it can be taxing, you know what I mean? Let's be real, like it's easy to get dating burnout.
Yeah.
I think that's when you see a lot of times where the level 3s start to grow. And it's like, okay, you can see that the person's dating, but everyone's in the level 3 bucket because they don't have that energy or time in their life right now to even really pour into a level 2 or pour into a level 1. You know what I mean? So I know, and like, I think it's not to say, oh, if you're someone who puts someone in 3s, you're bad or whatever the case is. It's really just how dating is.
Yeah.
That's
we
really
all should kind of start at a 3 to a degree, just getting to know them, and then before you push them any further.
Exactly. I think sometimes, yes, people can be stuck in a level 3, but I think it's also important to like think to yourself, like, am I someone who's putting a whole bunch of people in level 3, and ask like why? You know what I mean? It's good to at least reflect and have a better understanding of who you are in this current dating season. And that is okay if that's where you're at. You know what I mean? If you want to now progress and be like, you know what, like, I don't want to keep talking to level 3s because level 3s want to just use and do the most and like treat me a certain way. I would like to actually progress to that next stage. Now you have a little bit of a better understanding of how to kind of go about that.
Yeah, I think it was definitely an eye-opener for us when we learned about the level system.
Yeah.
And again, it helps you to kind of be a little bit more intentional when you're dating. Because again, if you know you're looking for a level 1 and you may have your 5 core things that you're looking for in that level 1 partner, you can kind of hold yourself and hold them to that standard so that if they're not ticking that box, then you can, move on to the next. And then from the opposite end, like, see how people are treating you. Are you only getting the sporadic text messages? Are you only getting the coffee dates? Are you only getting like the bare minimum? Then you automatically know you're in a level 3 category. Because it's easy to sense right away, I feel like.
100%. It is definitely easy to sense. And really, again, knowing where you stand so you can make that decision. If you're cool doing the coffee dates and things, then you're cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not doing no walks in the winter. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had enough coffee today. Thank you. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if it comes off bad. I have to be honest. Like, if I'm putting in so much effort and energy to level up myself, you know what I'm saying? If I cut off sugar and do whatever I have to do, I want to make sure, like, I'm not wasting any more time or energy or effort with the level 3 dip.
Yeah. No, that is fair. And you have to know where you're at. I think the bottom line, if you take away anything from this episode, know where you're at and know what you want.
Exactly.
Because that's the only way you're going to get to the destination and get to that lush life is by knowing what you want 100%. And going after it.
And remembering God in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that God will help to give you discernment. Is this my man or not?
Yeah.
Is this my wife or not? You know what I'm saying? And really seeking God when you are dating, you know what I mean? Like, we talk about it all the time, but it's so important.
And you'll be surprised at how God will remove people from your life quick.
Exactly. Or bring somebody into your life.
Or bring somebody.
You know what I mean? And that's something that's like the biggest and best blessing is God will guide. You know what I mean?
Because he wants you to have a fruitful life. He wants you to have a fruitful marriage. So he definitely will show you the way.
Yeah.
All right. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode and got a little bit of gems, a little bit of encouragement.
Yeah. Level
1, level 2, level 3. Make sure you know where you're at.
Exactly. Big ups. Make sure you know where you're at and try and reach to the top. No, shut her. Yo, you have to be leveled up like Sierra, though. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, no. Definitely make sure you know where you're at.
Yeah, man.
So that you can get to that next level.
100%.
So remember, if you don't have a lush mind,
you don't have a lush life.
Hey. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.